Stacy, Spirit, and Sophie. We're taking our motorhome around the country. Throughout North America, we're on the road. It's Powhana Travels, here we go.
God, it's great out here. These pinnacles are awesome. Trona Pinnacles, just outside of Ridgecrest, California. Pretty cool area. But we're on the roof of our RV today for another reason. So we have XM radio and a subscription to XM radio as well. And our in-dash setup is all ready for it, and we've been using it. However, where Fleetwood decided to mount the antenna, it wasn't in the best spot. When we're driving north, northwest, or even west, so the whole 90-degree area, we don't get any signal because the antenna is way down here, about 6 inches down below this cap. So when we're heading away from the satellite, which is in above Texas area, we don't get any signal. So we have the SiriusXM radio antenna made by Shakespere. We got it at a marine supply store in Vegas when we were there. And this is our first opportunity to install it. But anyway, I'm gonna put it right about there. And being there, it shouldn't have too much interference with our satellite. And it's up higher, so we should have much better signal quality anyway. I was hoping to be able to bring it back a bit further, or actually drill a hole through here, but the way the motorhome's constructed, I don't want to go through the padded ceiling and make a big ugly thing. So I'm gonna drill a little hole right here and run the wire down through that hole, and from there I can get to it inside. Okay, I've gotten to the point where I've found where I want to mount the antenna. I've got the rubber gasket down here. This is to help keep all the water out and all that stuff. Also, anytime you drill a hole in your roof, you want to seal it up. So I'm using Dicor lap sealant, which is a self-leveling sealant. I'm just going to gob it around the screw holes, and then the screws are drilling straight down into the fiberglass. Okay, so I've got the rubber mounting gasket lined up where I want it on the roof. The actual antenna will screw to the top of it in just a moment. I'm using the holes as a guide, and pre-drilling holes, and then I'll put the sheet metal screws into it. I've also put Dicor in here just to pre-seal it a little bit. So Dicor is a great self-leveling lap sealant used to secure any hole or keep water out. Water is bad, so we seal it. I drilled 3 holes in my roof. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, it is what it is. Using the Dicor that's oozed out. Ooh, that's good stuff. It gets everywhere. And these are stainless steel screws. That way they inhibit any kind of rust. There we go. And now I can turn, and the cord doesn't get crimped. But I do want to tighten it more. And now it's mounted. Of course, any exposed screw head, we're going to put a dollop of Dicor on. And that'll self-level and not be as big here in a moment. And also, even though I didn't drill a hole, well, I did drill 3 holes, I'm still going to put a good bead around the outside. Because I don't want any water intrusion through here. Water bad. It's all over the place. Here, you. So I'll pick this up. Oh,
be environmentally conscious.
yeah. So I've got the connector. This is the antenna wire. This is going to go down to the radio. I'm going to drill a little hole right here and feed it into there. But with this B and C connector, it is claimed to be waterproof. But I don't like claims, so I'm going to help it a little bit by putting some electrical tape around it. And not as easy as I was hoping because it's a short tail, but we'll get it done. This will help keep the connector from vibrating around on the roof too, so it won't move. Keep it sealed in there nice. When in doubt, use more dichlor. Okay. Now I'm going to drill through right in here, and I've already been inside, and I've looked, and I can see this antenna very well inside, and I know there's nothing down below. So I'm drilling in my rig again. A bigger hole this time too. And that's just big enough to fit the smallest end of this wire through, or the antenna wire right here. So I'm gonna feed that through. Just big enough. Let's make it a little bigger. There we go. This is a both ends are fixed on it. I can't just splice a piece into it. There are two fixed ends on there, so I've got to feed it through from one end to the other. All the extra wire is gonna be down in the radio compartment. Probably should have used clear silicone up here because it's on the front cap and maybe visible, but it's good.
It's what we had for being in the desert.
Yeah. We got everything done up here. I've got a bunch of die-core on the cords leading down. The screwdriver up here is going to hold that in place a little bit, and I'll come back up and check this in a little while. One other little tip and trick for y'all: when you're working on your roof, you got to climb up your ladder. That thing's a pain in the butt to climb up with anything in your hands. So, from a safety aspect, I come up with this bucket on a line. I mean, it's not very, pretty easy to do. Toss a little line over your rig, and then you can put all your tools in there and lower it down. Just don't fall over the edge, but it's a hell lot easier to do this than it is to climb down a ladder with your hands full of tools. So now we can go down the ladder empty-handed. So there's my antenna wire coming down from the ceiling, the roof.
Right there.
Yeah, that gray wire right there. I'm going to feed that over this way, over towards the right, and bring it down to the middle cabinet. And yeah, make it work from there. Okay, so I've got the wire fed through the cabinet over to here. Earlier today, I fed this wire. It goes from the back of the cabinet down through here and comes down over this area, so I can run the antenna over that way and then down into the cabinet over here. Oh, hi guys. Yeah, just finishing up the final routing for the antenna wire here. Of course, some of the last spots to get into are the most difficult. Okay. So I had to take this molding off here to run the wires right behind the molding. As you can see, I've been here before. This was our wire run to run our LED lights there on the windshield. So basically, I'm going to follow that route back into the radio. Almost done. This is my antenna wire from the roof. And then all I got to go to is my little XM connect system right here that feeds the entire... Oh, shit. Just kidding, it fits just fine. Ha ha! But this goes right into the radio antenna, and now we should have much better XM receiver quality. Done. No, I got to put it all back together. I got the whole dash tore apart, and up there tore apart, and up there tore apart. So once you get all that put back together, we'll test it out, or maybe we should do that before I put it back together. What do you think?
Maybe before.
We'll turn it on.
Okay.
Look at that. It workies. Alrighty. So, oh shoot, I got caught too. Well, you know, when you're in the desert, you're working hard. You gotta refresh yourself. And Jen, if you're seeing this, Fat Tire, that's for you, girl.
Okay.
Hey, we're leaving the Pinnacles now, and it's a beautiful day. It's Wednesday, day before Turkey Day, and you know what? I'm heading northbound on this beautifully not paved, washboardy dirt road. Like I said, I'm heading northbound, and my XM radio is coming in strong. I've got full reception on the little antenna. We're heading directly due north. The satellite is due south. We're still getting reception, so oh shoot, slow down. So I'm getting pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool. So I would call this XM radio antenna install done. And once again, folks, Pauhana to y'all.
Do you recognize the Trona Pinnacles from more than a dozen hit movies? Over 30 film projects a year are shot among the Tufa Pinnacles, including backtracks for car commercials and sci-fi movies such as Star Trek V, The Gate 2, and Planet of the Apes. The Trona Pinnacles are located approximately 20 miles east of Ridgecrest, California, off of Highway 178 on BLM Dirt Road RM 143. The 5-mile-long dirt road from State Highway 178 to the Pinnacles is usually accessible to two-wheel drive vehicles. However, the road may be closed during the winter months after a heavy rain. The Trona Pinnacles are located around 2,000 feet above sea level in the western Mojave Desert, making it an ideal place to explore in the fall, winter, and spring months. Visiting the site in the early morning and evening is especially dramatic, as are nights with a full moon or even a dark sky. Primitive camping is permitted at Trona Pinnacles, and campers are encouraged to use existing campsites and fire rings and pack out all trash. If you plan on having a campfire, bring your own firewood, and camping is limited to 14 days. Thank you for watching Pauhana Travels. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button below to let us know, or leave us a comment, and be sure to subscribe to our channel to keep up with our next Pauhana Adventures of Life.
Until next time, Pauhana.
It's Pauhana Travel.